What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Misplayed Magic, where I like to draft with a challenge. Today's challenge is that we're going to be drafting with a super stompy deck, meaning my final deck has to have 18 creatures in it, which is a ton. So let's jump into it. Hopefully we can get some good creatures and get some wins here today. In our first pack, our rare is bad. Our rare is not good. Terra Symbiosis is a cool build around, but not a good limited card. Looking at the creatures in the pack, Pulsar Squadron Ace is okay. I do think if we're going to go super stompy, we might want to take something like a Biomech Engineer or something like a Memorial Team Leader and go super aggro. I think that card's okay. I think the Biomech Engineer is good, but it's two different colors. We could also prioritize an early removal effect like a Grav Kill, but also that doesn't seem great. I mean, this pack is pretty weak. There's a lot of bad cards here. It's either a Squadron Ace or a Team Leader or a Biomechan Engineer. Engineer is probably the strongest card, but in my last video, I drafted a couple of these. You've seen that. I'm not going to do that here. I'm going to take a Memorial Team Leader. Other creatures we control get +1/+0. We're going to draft, hopefully, a good, stompy-looking deck with a ton of good creatures. Moving on to this next pack. Would have been great to go Biomech Engineer into Larval Scoutlander, but it is an artifact. Okay, it's not a creature, so I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't have been that good. We might also still pick it. Other considerations in the pack. Rig of War is bad. The rare's gone. We don't know what it was. I'm thinking, what goes well with a Memorial Team Leader? Or do we just take the strongest card in the pack, which is the Larval Scoutlander? Maybe we just do that and take the best card in the pack. Mono Sentry's okay. Hulk Carver, I mean, it's just another weak pack. Dockworker Jones, fine. Selfcraft Mechan's okay. I'm going to take the Scoutlander. I think it's the strongest card in the pack. Hopping on into our next pick, there's an Extinguisher Battleship. It is not a creature.
We do not care.
But I think this has to take the pick of one of our creature slots. I don't really care about the Pangolin. Melstrider's Resolve is okay, but I think the Extinguisher Battleship is quite good. I will say, if we're drafting a super stompy deck, does this make sense? Because we're just going to kill all of our own things? I don't know. It's close. It's close, but I don't love anything else here all that much. So it's like we're not missing much by taking the Battleship, and I think this card can just win you games of Magic. So I'm going to pick it here. Continuing through to our next selection, I will say I do think I'm going to take a Gene Pollinator. We don't really want a Frontline War Rager. The other cards are just okay, and this is going to help us ramp into things like the Extinguisher Battleship. So I'm going to pick up an early Gene Pollinator here, and hopefully that's the right call. Now, it's either a Intrepid Tenderfoot or an Orbital Plunge. I guess we could take the Specimen Freighter, but we've already got a couple of non-creatures already. So I'm going to go with the Intrepid Tenderfoot just because of our challenge. I'm worried about having the right amount of creatures. We have to have 18 in our final 23 cards. Continuing through to our sixth pick, I do think the Harmonious Grove Strider is pretty good. If we're going stompy, this card looks like it would stomp you in the face. So I think we're going to pick that here over a Zookeeper Mechan. It's close. It's close, but I'm going to go with the Harmonious Grove Strider. I don't even know if we're going to be playing red, so we don't really have to be picking that up here. Continuing through to our next selection, and there's a ton of non-creatures here. There's one creature. There's a Kavarin Turbo Drone, which is not a great card. It's fine, I guess. Pull Through the Weft is okay. I don't love either of these. Nutrient Block is fine. This pack stinks. I'm going to take a Turbo Drone just so we can, worst case, meet our creature count here. Continuing through to our eighth pick, do we take a Stomping Ground here to help us? Maybe we draft like a Gruul-looking deck here. Frontline War Rager also, I think, is okay. If we're beating down, it can be good. So it's either that or a Stomping Ground here. Pinnable Killship's also good, but we kind of need a creature. I'm going to go with the Frontline War Rager. Maybe that will help us stomp our opponents. Now, I think we do take the Kavarin Sky Warden just because it is a creature. Moving through this next selection, Thawbringer's probably the pick. I think that's fine. I think that's totally fine. Again, is a creature, which is good. Like Blooming Stinger, totally fine. So we're starting to crank towards our creature count. Frontline War Rager there is good. Thaumaton Torpedoes, not my favorite card. And hopping on into now our pack 2, pick 1. And I do like the Terror Pact Intimidator quite a bit. Bombard has just been performing okay. Thawbringer's not great. Yeah, it's probably just an Intimidator. Miminon is fine. I don't think we're doing that thing. We don't have that many artifacts. I think the Intimidator is the exact kind of 2-drop we want in our deck. Will help us ramp towards our Extinguisher Battleship as well, so not the worst pickup in the world there. Moving on to this next selection, and it's either... I actually like Pain for All. I think Pain for All is pretty dang good. It is a spell. It is not a creature. We could also just take a Mouth of the Storm and hope that by the time we get to that point of the game, we'll have a blue source. It's either Pain for All or the Mouth of the Storm. I don't know. I'm really between the two. I think I kind of want to work on our top end here, as weird as that sounds. Is Mouth of the Storm worth splashing? Maybe it's not. I'm going to go with the Pain for All. I'm going Pain for All. I think that card is a solid removal effect. Whoa! Mutinous Massacre is crazy this late. Yeah! Absolutely insane. Okay, do we just take that for the bit? Yeah, I mean, we are going to. It is a little bit of a bit here. So black, double black is going to be tough to achieve. Look, I'm here for the fun time. Nebula Dragon and Germinating Worm are probably smarter here. But I've not done the Mutinous Massacre thing once on the channel, and I feel like I'm letting you all down. So we're going to try and do the Mutinous Massacre thing here today. Continuing to this next pick, I do think now we are going to take a Zookeeper Mechan. I like it a little bit better than the Intrepid Tenderfoot. It is a creature, and we're going to try and get to where we can have some black mana, but it might be a little bit dicey out there today. Moving on now into our pack 2, pick 5. We could also move out of... We could move out of green. Like, none of our green cards are that good, and Mutinous Massacre is so good. Maybe that's what we should do. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I also think black is somewhat open. I'm gonna take an Umbral Collar Zealot. We're gonna quickly and swiftly move out of green and into black. So here it's either a Lightless Evangel or an Auraplate Pangolin. I'm gonna go with the Evangel. I like it a little bit more, just a little bit more. Yeah, I actually think that switch was probably right. I think black is pretty open. I'm just going to take a Beamsaw Prospector. Helps us ramp into a Mutinous Massacre and also an Extinguisher Battleship. Here we'll take another Frontline War Rager, and I'm gonna shift some of these green cards out of our deck, and we're gonna go maximum fun here and flip into sort of a Rakdos deck with a Mutinous Massacre at our top end, and we'll see. Hopefully we can get to 18 creatures. Moving into this next pack. Oh no. There are no black or red creatures. I think we'll take a Thawbringer just because this might be a weird day. We might be putting some green in there as well and playing 3 colors, black, red, and green, which is maybe never been done before, but could be fun. Here, we're going to take a Slaggill Scrapper just because it is a creature. And I will say, like, destroying artifacts and stuff, there is some synergistic stuff there. Crumb Companion's not great. Roving Actuator is also not fantastic. I'll take it. We're just like probably not going to have this spell to make that all that worth it. Here, Melded Moxite's actually pretty good, but it's not a creature, so I don't know. We're going to try it, and hopping into this last pack, we could go 0 Point Ballad, Mutinous Massacre, and Extinguisher Battleship. That could be our entire game plan. How many creatures do I have? I have 12 right now. I will say 0 Point Ballad is not as good as I once thought it was. But I still think it's pretty solid. I'm passing up on an Auraplate Pangolin here. Or a Comet Crawler. I'm doing it. I'm going 0 Point Ballad. I don't love this Saw Ship. Although, I mean, it can be fine. We're going to go 0 Point Ballad, Extinguisher Battleship, and Mutinous Massacre. And just try to ramp into our late game here today. Alright, Possibility Technician is a pretty great pull for us. I do kind of want to prioritize a couple more 2-drops just because we're a little bit light on that, but Possibility Technician's great. You can play that on 1 and on 3. Sorry, on 2 and on 3, and I think it's actually pretty good for us. So more than happy picking that card up. Kind of helps with our card drawing as well. Moving on into our pack 3, pick 3, and Volkguard Trooper is okay. It's not great. Blade of the Swarm is not good. Mechan's not good. Dark Endurance is not good. Gene Pollinator's okay. Yeah, let's take the Trooper. I mean, look, it doesn't feel fantastic, but it is something. Now I do think we'll take another Memorial Team Leader. It's not the greatest card in the world, but it's also not bad. Should we take a third? Probably not. I think Kav Landseeker is a little bit better than a third Memorial Team Leader. So I'm going to prioritize picking that up here. And we are, look, we've got 16 creatures. We need 2 more. Is that another Memorial Team Leader? Good night. How many of these cards can we see? It's either a Monoist, a Frontline War Rager, or a Memorial Team Leader. I guess we could also just take a Chrome Companion. Now, let's be weird. Let's take the Team Leader. Let's be strange today. Wow, another Cavalian Seeker is bizarre. Okay. We're just going to take 1,000,000 4-drops in this last pack and have no regard for our curve. Sure. You know? It's not great. I'm going to go Nutrient Block. It's fine. Continuing through, I do think we want an Oreplate Pangolin. We want to have some 2s and 3s. Leftstalker Ardent is interesting. We do have so many creatures. I think I'm going to pick that. Maybe we'll play it. I don't really want to play the Kavaran Turbo Drone. Right now we're sitting at 19 creatures, so we actually can cut a creature. I think it's probably one of the Memorial Team Leaders. So this is like largely what our curve is going to look like. Honestly, this could be way worse. This could be way, way worse. We're sitting at 18 creatures, 4 non-creatures. We might put in a Melded Moxite. I think would probably be what I would include. I think the card's good. It does make a creature eventually. Alright, so here is the deck we're going to be rocking with today. It looks fun. It looks super chaotic. Hopefully we can get some stompy wins in. Our final creature count is at 18 creatures, 5 non-creatures, 3 different board clears. Surely we can get some wins. Let's go ahead and jump into it. And before we jump into it today, I just want to give a quick reminder that I'm going to be doing a giveaway based on how I draft. If I get 0 wins and do horribly in flop, I'm giving away a collector booster pack all the way down to if I get 7 wins, I'm giving away a draft to one of you. All you have to do to claim this is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Our opponent goes first. I think we keep this. I think this is totally fine. We'll probably play a Terra Pact Intimidator on 2 into maybe a Melded Moxite. We'll get rid of some of these lands. We do have a Pain for All as a decent removal effect and a Vault Guard Trooper as well. I will say we are lacking removal effects, which could be bad. We're going to go with a Terra Pact Intimidator here. I will say we have clear the entire board removal effects, so that's kind of cool. They want us to make a 4/3, which probably means they have some sort of removal effect here, or just a 3/3. They're not worried about our Terra Pact Intimidator. Yeah, Dauntless Scrapbot is super solid. I do think having your opponent make the bigger creature is typically worth it. I'm going to go now. I'm going to play a Mountain. Is it Pain for all time? Probably not. It might be, though. It'd be kind of fun to Pain for all their Dauntless Scrapbot and then attack for 4. Only problem is we don't have much after that. I think I'm just going to go Frontline War Rager and sadly pass here. Not attacking, and then next turn we can play our Beamsaw Prospector and our Melded Moxite. Just use our mana as efficiently as we can. Codecracker Hound is solid. So our opponent's setting up for the later game, potentially. I will say, now we could get rid of their Melded Moxite and start to grow our creatures. That wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. So we could go Pain for All, targeting their Dauntless Scrapbot, and then attack everywhere. It's not bad. We could also go Beamsaw Prospector into Zookeeper Mechan. And then set ourselves up for a good turn next turn. Like we can play a Vault Guard Trooper, have some things tapped. Gosh, I think that probably makes more sense. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to be a little bit conservative here and just continue to build out the board. I also think the tapped part of that creature is solid. Maybe we attack with the Frontline War Rager. And it trades with the Dauntless Scrapbot. Is that good? Yeah, I think that's actually fine. I think that's fine. Maybe should have done that before playing our creatures. I think I'm cool with this trade so that now our Intimidator can actually attack through their Dockworker Drone decently well. Dual Sun Adepts is decent. Giga Storm Titan is good. Is really, really solid. So, I think we probably just go Weftstalker Ardent into Melded Moxite. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I think we're just going to cast this normally. And then I don't particularly want to attack here, so I'm just going to cast our Melded Moxite. We're going to draw 2, discard 1. We also do a point of damage to our opponent here. Oh, we have to discard in order to draw 2?
No, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Well, that was a mistake. Oh my gosh. I thought it was draw 2, discard 1 this entire time. So now we have to lose one of our things? Oh, this is such a misplay. Oh, this is so bad. Mutinous Massacre was a fun draw. Everything's totally fine. I'm going to have to do some crazy math with this card. This is 7, though. We're only at 5 mana, so it's not great. So we choose even or odd. Destroy each creature with mana value of the chosen quality, then gain control of all creatures until end of turn. Untap them. Codecracker Hound again here is good. I like having the Mutinous Massacre in our back pocket. Especially with the board just kind of stalling out. I think that's when the Mutinous Massacre is at its best. So we've got 3, 2, 2, 2. They've got even, odd, 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 odd. Okay, we can go... Do we just go Frontline War Rager and Slagjoel Scrapper? And then we just try to set up an odd Mutinous Massacre? Yeah, I think that's actually the entire game plan now. We'll start to do some damage to our opponent, and we're just going to stay alive. I don't mind trading off our Beamsaw Prospector to get a land here. I do think if we choose even... Yeah, even... Then that would be good. Is 0 even? Yeah, 0 is even. I think we're fine not blocking this. Maybe getting a lander with the Beamsaw Prospector would be good. Okay, so our opponent is not going to do anything. We are at 6 mana, effectively. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to... Actually, before combat, I'm going to get rid of our Slag. I'm going to get rid of our Melded Moxite to see if we draw a land here. Because if we do, then we don't have to just destroy our Beamsaw Prospector. We don't. So I'm going to attack with our Beamsaw Prospector. This is some Giga Brain plays, by the way. We would like them to block. I want my lander. It's free. You can just eat our thing. Yes. Yes, it's totally fine. It's free. Okay, we are going to create our lander. And then we're just going to go and get our land. And then next turn, we're going to Mutinous Massacre. We're going to choose even. We're going to destroy all of the even mana value creatures. We're going to take all of the odd ones. And then we're going to try and kill our opponent that way. Okay, I'm a little bit afraid of this attack. So they can buff their entire board, which is good. We have to make sure we can also kill them without killing all of their things. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to force a block with our Terrafact Intimidator is not doing so much. So this way we would take 13. I think they would have attacked everywhere. Could they have just punched through lethal? I'm realizing now that we don't have lethal, though. So we'll do... We would get the Codecracker Hound. We would get 6, 14... Oh, no, we would have lethal. We would. So I need to just block like this so we don't lose anything else. Yeah, let's do that. If they have +2/+0 to their whole board as well. But I think this is what keeps us alive and then allows us to win with the Mutinous Massacre. And then we're going to go and get our land. If they play an odd creature here, that would have also been good for us. If they have a counterspell for our Mutinous Massacre, I'm going to cry. So now I think we just go... Mountain. Mutinous Massacre. I'm going to choose even. And then we're going to attack everywhere. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. This can go so south for us if they have some sort of interactive spell here. And we don't win. This could be catastrophic.
Well, that's not true. You're saying things you do not know what you're talking about.
We set it all up for this. Maybe we played a little bit too aggressively here. We definitely, I mean, look, when you're... Why'd they do that? Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, we win. We did the thing. We did the Mutinous Massacre. We're 1-0. Definitely could have sequenced that way better, but it doesn't matter. We are 1-0 on the day with our super stompy deck. All right, our opponent goes first here. I actually like our starting hand quite a bit. We'll probably go with the Terra Pact Intimidator first. So I'm going to play a Mountain first. We might also just go Zookeeper Mechan so that we can go like Terra Pact Intimidator into Lightless Evangel now. That actually might be a little bit stronger for us. It also is a good blocker against their board. So I'm going to go with the Zookeeper Mechan first here. And then next turn we'll play both the Intimidator and the Lightless Evangel, which feels good. Turn after we can play the Sky Warden, which is definitely a magic card. Yikes. I'm okay not blocking. I don't think it's a Biosynthic Burst. I think it's the +2/+0 to all your creatures, which would have been fine. Mutinous Massacre has made its way to us again, so now I'm going to go Mountain. We're going to go Terra Pact Intimidator. We'll see what they let us do. If they let us get some landers, Mutinous Massacre could go over very well. And then I'm just going to play the Lightless Evangel. So now we've got some potential to trade. We might want them to force them to use the card in their hand. Gosh, that is a weird attack. I'm fine with that. Let's just take it. I think us being able to counterattack next turn is going to feel decent with the Frontline War Rager as well. Dockworker Drone is good. So now I do think we'll just go... I'm actually just going to attack with both of these. And then we're probably just going to play the Sky Warden. Focus Fire is super solid. And then I think I am just going to play out a big Kavaran Sky Warden here to try and slow down our opponent as best as we can. Especially too because we're not going to have 2-tap creatures for the Frontline War Rager, so not ideal. I assume the Focus Fire is actually what they did have on that first turn they attacked into us, so I think it's okay. Night Luminary is fine. Our opponent is stuck on 3 lands, which is probably good. What in the world? They have another Focus Fire? Yeah, so we're just not blocking. Another Focus Fire is solid, so it just makes our blocks super uncomfortable. I will say we can go... Oh, we can't really do anything spectacular here. Land there would have been great. We could have gone War Rager into War Rager. I think we probably just go Ardent for 1 into Frontline War Rager, and then we'll have to make some uncomfortable, unfortunate blocks. But it at least allows us to block, and then we're not going to be attacking. I guess that counter might make some sense, but they still will probably play out their Night Luminary, or they just have a Banishing Light as well, which is good. I will say now our Frontline War Rager is blocking solidly, so that's cool. We do draw a land, which is solid. So now we can go Weft, Stalker, Ardent. Should we attack with our Frontline War Rager? We'd just be like trading with a token. That feels bad. But then we'd buff both of our War Ragers if they don't block. I'm going to be weird. I'm going to be strange. And then now we can play the Weft, Stalker, Ardent into our other Frontline War Rager. And now both Frontline War Ragers are going to get a 1/1 counter. So our gamble paid off a little bit there. I think having 3/4s is decent on this board. Blooming Stinger is good. They're going to continue to attack us and gain some life back, which is solid. No blocks for us. So, what's weird is we could Mutinous Massacre and choose even and just kill everything that's even. Maybe we just do that. And we'll take out our Zookeeper Mechan, but we'll take out everything they have. Yeah, let's do that. We are going to choose even. I like that it highlights it for us. And then we're just going to attack here. And our frontline War Ragers are going to turn into 4/5s. They do have a Focus Fire, which we need to remember. So we're not attacking like some psychos next turn. And we've got all of our chips on the table here. But I do think our board presence is good. And our opponent is still stuck on 3 lands. And we get there again! All right, our gamble pays off. And we are now 2-0. Okay, we go first in this next one. I definitely think we keep this. We can go with the Umbral Collar Zealot on 2, maybe get a little bit aggressive. And then we can play our Evangel eventually into a Land Seeker. Pain for All is not a bad draw. Will we play it next turn? Probably not. That feels a little bit too aggressive. We might sacrifice the lander we get from the Kav Land Seeker, though. Yeah, we're definitely not going to play our Pain for All into a 1/1. But I do think it makes sense for us now. Munis Massacre again. Let's just draw it every game. That seems like a good plan for winning. I'm going to play a Swamp. I'm going to attack our opponent. And then we're just going to play a Lightless Evangel so that next turn we can play the Kav Land Seeker. And potentially we'll just sacrifice the lander to get a good attack in. We'll see what our opponent does here. Looks like they are white-green, which is not bad. Starfield Shepherd is pretty slow. So maybe we will go Kav Land Seeker into cracking that lander and attacking with a 4/3 and a 3/3. Okay, Lysol Inquisitor was good there, so they're going to take the creature instead of the... Oh, that's interesting. I don't really care about our Pain for All that much. Like, we'll play it later. I don't want to reveal that we have a Mutinous Massacre because that's like a sneak attack card. And I think now we'll just play our Land Seeker and then sacrifice that lander. We'll Surveil, and then we'll be able to still get a pretty good attack in. They would have to double block. 0-point Ballad is kind of insane. Holy cow. We could do it for 1. That feels a little bit psychotic for sure. I think we hold this in case the game gets crazy on us. So I'm just going to play a Mountain, and then we're going to play the... I think I'm going to go Kav Land Seeker, and I'm not going to attack. And then next turn, what I'll probably do is we'll crack the lander so that we're ramping into our Mutinous Massacre, and then I'm just going to 0-point Ballad for 1. Humidity and Terrabotanist is solid. Rayblade Trooper is also pretty good. Yeah, so it makes our 0-point Ballad a lot worse. So I think we might actually just hold up for a second. Play a normal game of Magic. Keep up our 0-point Ballad and our Mutinous Massacre. Go get a land here, and then just kind of play the long game. I don't think it makes much sense for us to sacrifice this to get to Surreal, when I think having that land is going to be a little bit more valuable for us. So now we'll just go Swamp. We will go... I guess we could technically still 0-point Ballad for... Oh no, I think Mutinous Massacre is how we're going to win this game. So I'm going to attack with our Kav Land Seeker. If they want to trade with their Humidity and Terrabotanist, I think we're okay with that. Or this double trade also works fine for me. And then we're just going to crack our lander, go and get another Mountain. I guess we probably should have waited until our opponent's turn to do that. And then we're just going to end our turn there. So Mutinous Massacre is okay. I think it might be one of those things where we just hold that until the end of the game and we try to get our opponent again after they tap out. So they are going to attack us with a Humidian Terrabotanist, which is interesting to me. I do think we're okay not blocking that. We will have to keep our life total somewhat high for the 0-point Ballad. Night Luminary is totally fine. Frontline War Rager is interesting. I don't know. It's kind of funky. We're in just an awkward spot. Do we just play a Frontline War Rager? I think we do. I think we just do that, and then we'll just pass, and we'll just be patient. We'll try and draw our lands, and we still have a ton of good recovery in our hand. Honor is solid. So I think we're fine to start sort of trading off with our opponent here. Forest is good. Yeah, Wayblade Trooper is solid as well. They're just going to make their creature into a 3/3, and then we'll see how they attack here. I do think we're okay making some blocks here that just keep our life total high, so our 0-point ballot is good. So I'm going to go here and here. I think that makes the most sense for us, and we'll just pass to damage. They're going to get some 1/1s back, but again, I think that's fine. Okay, so we draw a land, which is good. Very, very good. So now we have options. Oh, what's tough is the Mutinous Massacre is not great here. 0-point Ballad's probably a little bit better. And we'll just get like a Wayblade Trooper onto our side. I mean, it's not great. But I think it's what we're probably supposed to do. So I'm going to attack. So I do think now we're just going to 0-point Ballad where X is equal to 6. So we get the Wayblade Trooper back. It does not feel great, but I think that's our best bet here is just to take the Wayblade Trooper. Make a 3/3 is a little bit better than a 2/3. And then we'll still have the Pain for All up. Oh, I didn't think about them getting a 1/1 back. So maybe that was wrong. I mean, it was probably wrong. But what else are we going to do? We didn't have much else to do in our hand. Flight Deck Coordinator is decent. I think this is going to be a game where we just try and Mutinous Massacre for the win. Eventually. Wayblade Trooper is good. So we're just going to make a 4/4. That's probably solid. 2 more cards in hand. And they still have the Starfield Shepherd as well. So opponent still got a lot of action. Memorial Team Leader is pretty interesting. So we've got some odds out there right now. This is an even card. I still think we just play this. We could also warp it and then Pain for All and then attack. Is that crazy? That is crazy. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do exactly that. And then we're gonna Pain for All their Flight Deck Coordinator with our Wayblade Trooper. Is this way too aggressive? Probably. But I do think with Mutinous Massacre in hand, we're going to be able to punch through these last sort of points of damage. And so just being able to blindly attack with a Wayblade Trooper seems good. We can still play the Memorial Team Leader on a future turn, which is not bad. And this is an odd creature. This is an even creature. So we get like a couple odd creatures out there right now. This is not awful. Radiant Strike is good. We get to make a 1/1. They get some life back, which is solid. They still have the Trooper and the Starfield Shepherd as well. Both odd cards, though, I will say. Do we block this? Yes. It did hesitate. So they also have an instant in hand, which is not bad. Now I do think we just play the Memorial Team Leader. And then we will also play a Swamp. Yep, Starfield Shepherd is good. So they have 2 odd cards. We have an even card. Things to think about. They go get a plane, so they don't have another 1-mana creature, which is good for us. I think we're okay taking 3 here. Beamsaw Prospector is interesting. Oh, it's so weird. It's so weird with the Mutinous Massacre. They also have an instant in their hand, which I don't feel great about. So I think I'm just going to play the Beamsaw Prospector and see what our opponent does here. It definitely is funky. Do we offer a trade? If they don't trade, they're down to 11. We still wouldn't be able to kill them next turn, so I think we don't offer a trade. So weird game of Magic that we are sharing here. If they have like a diplomatic relations or something, we just pretty much lose. Yeah. I kind of think we're supposed to block like this. And then we'll crack our lander so we can maybe Muse Master and something else. But we're kind of in an awkward spot here. I will say, too, I'm also just getting greedy. We could just take out their 2 creatures here. Which might be what we're supposed to do, and then we just start attacking. They just have so much mana up and so many cards still in their hand that I feel weird about it. Frontline War Rager is interesting. I think I am just going to Mutinous Massacre and just take out their board. So we're going to choose Odd. And then see what they have. Surely they have something here. What's awkward, too, is they get a 1/1 off of the Rayblade Trooper, which is not ideal. It's just kind of a clunky game with us just having only board clears, no spot removal. It's been interesting. Biosynthetic Burst is good. So I think we just lose. We're still going to choose Odd. Biosynthetic Burst loves to get us. And then I guess we attack with the Starfield Shepherd here. Because then they're going to be able to attack us for 5. And then we have to hold back our Memorial Team Leader. We probably sequenced that wrong again. But I don't think there was much of a better way to do it. Let me know if you see a different way that I should have sequenced that. I'm sure that I'll look back and watch it and wish I did something differently here. And maybe it was just holding up the 0-point ballad. Yeah, diplomatic relations gets it done. Yeah, we probably messed up there. It's a tough pill to swallow. We go down. We're 2-1, but I think this deck looks fun. We can definitely get some more wins out of this one. All right, jumping into this next game, we have some swamps and a ton of mountain-needing cards. So I'm going to mulligan this. I do think this is mildly better. I'm trying to think of what we want to put back here. I think it's probably putting back an Oreplate Pangolin. We have a lot of cards that need mana in our deck to cast. So I want to make sure that we're keeping all of our lands here. But if we flood out, you know, this one will be on me. I think I'm going to play the Terror Pact Intimidator first, so that if they have us make a couple of landers, the Lightless Evangel actually is going to turn into a pretty decently sized threat here. So we'll see what they do here. Put a little bit of pressure on them, either having a 4/3 or a couple of landers. All right, we do get the lander, so Lightless Evangel is looking kind of nice here. I do think now we'll probably just attack with our 2/1. And then just play our Frontline War Rager. And then we will just play the Frontline War Rager. Does a good job of blocking the Mechan Navigator. And then next turn we can try and get sort of aggressive. Attacking everywhere, maybe getting a counter, playing the Evangel, cracking a lander. So we can do some things here. Starbreach Whale is a decently good sign for us. They did not want a land or another Mechan Navigator, which is good. So we'll see what our opponent does now here. We can either go Memorial Team Leader, or we can play a Lightless Evangel and crack a lander. I think I'm just going to attack everywhere. And then we're probably just going to play the Lightless Evangel and crack a lander. I think that just makes a little bit more sense for our setup here. And then we'll go and we will get another mountain. And this will allow it next turn. If they play like a 3-mana 3/3, we can still attack with the Lightless Evangel. Because we'll be threatening being able to sacrifice a lander to make it into a 4/4. So that's kind of my logic there. It's a little bit choppy. Nutrient Block is fine by us. If they don't have a creature here, we can play Memorial Team Leader and we are rolling. Wow, this might be a great turn for us. We can play Memorial Team Leader and attack for 7. And then put a 1/1 counter. I will say this means they might have a board clear, but we're going to play right into it. We could play this for 2. No, I think we're just going to play this out as a creature. I was thinking about warping it and then maybe cracking a lander, but I think attacking for 7 makes a ton of sense here. And then we still do have the Mutinous Massacre as well now that we can ramp into with our lander. So I like our spot a decent amount. We'll see if they play a Starbreach Whale here. Selfcraft Mechan is pretty good. So it turns their creature into a 4/5. And they do have a Cryo Shatter as well, which is pretty good. I do think now we'll just play our other Memorial team leader. We could also play, we could warp this and then play a Frontline War Rager. I think I'm just going to play it as a 4/3 here, and then we'll be able to attack. Yeah, so I think we're fine with the trade here. Our opponent is down to 4, and hopefully this is enough. We'll see. We also have the Mutinous Massacre in our back pocket. Hopefully we can punch through 4 points of damage. I mean, we'll see. Honor is good. All right, we get there again. We're now 3-1. All right, hopping into this next one, our opponent goes first. They kept a hand of 7 cards. I think this might be a game where we play it slow, and then we play our Extinguisher Battleship on 8. We're going to be able to make a lander with our Kov Landseeker. I actually like this a decent amount, and hopefully we don't just get completely run over here. I will say drawing a Lightless Evangel is not a bad draw at all. Dockworker Drone is decent. I do think now we're fine just playing our Lightless Evangel, and I'm probably okay trading here, just to keep our life total as high as we can. Night Luminary is decent. So now if we trade, they have a 2/2 still. I think we're fine with that. And then we'll just play our Frontline War Rager, which does a fine job of blocking that. We also want to put up the facade of, hey, we want to play creatures and do things, and then we'll come through with an Extinguisher Battleship eventually. So I think now we'll just play our Frontline War Rager, and then we'll play our Kov Landseeker. We probably will not play our Vault Guard Trooper. I think we might save that. Well, I guess it is 5 toughness, so it would live through the Extinguisher Battleship, so we actually probably will play it. Here I am just going to play out the Kov Landseeker. And then next turn, we will go crack our lander. We'll get up to 6 lands, so we'll need to draw 2 more. Not bad. Looks like our opponent is maybe mono white. Maybe just monocolored so far. I think we're okay taking 3 here. Red is their next color. Auxiliary Boosters is pretty solid. I will say everything is able to be hit with an Extinguisher Battleship at the moment. So here we can go Mountain. And then I do think we're just going to crack a lander. So we're going to hold off on attacking. We're going to crack our lander. I almost let it go to their turn. And we're going to go and get a Mountain. And then next turn, we'll probably play a Kov Landseeker and then get a Mountain again. And then our Extinguisher Battleship can sort of take over this game. We will take some damage here. I think we're fine blocking with our Frontline War Rager this time. I think just getting cards out of our opponent's hand is going to be good as well. They have a Kov Landseeker, which is good. Wow, 0 Point Ballad is crazy. So we have some decisions to make here. I think if we just go Kov Landseeker and crack it and then play our Extinguisher Battleship, that's going to be really strong. So I'm going to do exactly that. And we're just going to hold up our 0 Point Ballad, and I'm going to go and get a Swamp here. Double board clear in our hand is a little bit awkward. We'll just end our turn there. Especially, too, the 0 Point Ballad. If they get rid of one of our Kov Landseekers and then are able to attack us with their Kov Landseeker, this becomes very hard to do. Either way, though, I do think the Extinguisher Battleship is really strong here. So here I do think we're fine double blocking. Just trying to keep our life total as high as we can. Plasma Bolt is solid. So they have 2 more cards in hand. I'm hoping that the Extinguisher Battleship is enough here. What's nice, too, is that our Vault Guard Trooper is also going to be able to station that next turn. And, I'm just now forgetting, this also lets us destroy the Auxiliary Boosters, which is going to be really nice. So we're going to destroy that. And then get rid of everything. And then next turn, we can play our Vault Guard Trooper. We can station this and attack with a 10-10. We also can Pain for All with the 10-10, which is stupid, which I'm just now realizing. So we can station. Cup Propulsion is totally fine. We still get our station off. And then we can Pain for All. Hit our opponent for 10. And then attack for 10. 20 damage in 1 turn, and we are 4-1. Okay, we go first in this one, and this hand looks really fun. I do think it's going to be important for us to get our Zookeeper Mechan online early here, because we have some mana somewhat intensive cards. We also have a lot of Kavus for our Possibility Technician, which is really nice. I'm going to go with the Zookeeper Mechan here. It'll allow us next turn to maybe go Lightless Evangel and warp our Possibility Technician. I think that'd be pretty good. We might warp this first so that we can play a land off the top of our deck if we draw it. Sunstar Expansionist is good. I think I'm going to do that. So we're going to warp this. Maybe we'll pull a land. Yeah, and then we will play that land and use our Zookeeper Mechan to play our Lightless Evangel here. And then next turn, we actually can play out a Vault Guard Trooper early. And then next turn, potentially go double Frontline War Rager or a War Rager and a Possibility Technician. So, lots of good things here. Looks like our opponent has some sort of removal effect. Dauntless Scrapbot is decent. I think that's fine with us. We'll take 3 here. And then I do think us just playing a 5-mana 5/5 ahead of schedule seems decently good. So I'm going to attack with our Lightless Evangel. I'm fine with the trade here. Sure thing. And then we're just going to play our Vault Guard Trooper. And then the goal will be next turn we can potentially have a couple of tapped creatures for both the Trooper, and we can go double Frontline War Rager. So that would be really strong. Like, if they'll get a land here for their turn, that'd be awesome. Oh! Like I said, they're going to go do that, which would be great. And then hopefully we can just attack with our Vault Guard Trooper. Okay, maybe they do have some sort of removal effect here. I mean, we're going to try and do the thing. So I'm going to attack with our Vault Guard Trooper. And then I'm going to attempt to go... I think going double Kavu War Rager makes more sense than playing the Weft Stalker Ardent here. So I'm going to play both of those. And then we're actually going to discard our hand and get a couple of counters on our War Ragers. Thank you. This is sick. This is as good as this can possibly be going for us. Next one we can play our Possibility Technician and our Pain for All, which could be really solid. If our opponent has a board clear, I'll be so sad. Bombard is fine. Plasma Bolt also fine. We have another Frontline War Rager, which seems good. I think we probably go Possibility Technician pre-combat, just so we can see what we're about to pull here. Mountain is fine, and then we will just attack everywhere. And then play another Frontline War Rager. I think if they had a board clear, they probably would have used it last turn. Wow, 0-point Ballad is crazy. Yeah, oh my gosh, that was the curve out of all curve outs. The Kavus take over, and we are now 5-1 on the day. Jump into this next one. Our opponent goes first. I definitely think we keep this. I think the Evangel with the Melded Moxite is a decent synergy. And then the Ardent and the Frontline War Rager are not bad at all. So do you think we're going to keep this 7? And then we'll probably start by playing a Lightless Evangel. I kind of want to hold on the Melded Moxite for a second here. I will say we could just discard one of our lands. I'm going to go with the Lightless Evangel. I think it makes more sense for us to just add to the board early here. If they have a counterspell, countering our Lightless Evangel is fine. Yeah, I think that's okay. We still have the War Ragers and Ardent, and I think we're okay with that. Ulthros Psionicist is cool. Yeah, free nutrient block. Why not? I do think now we'll just play out a frontline War Rager. I think it makes the most sense for us. And then next turn, we'll probably just play another one. Perigi Beckoner is interesting. I think it means they probably have a cheap spell here that they want to cast. So they probably want to discount it by 2. Or they just want to whack us for 4. Yeah, so like a cheap Codecracker Hound makes some sense. Looks like our opponent's got a really solid blue-black control deck across the table from us. We will just take the 4. It's not great. We also know what they have in hand, and it's not bad. So we draw another land, which is not fantastic. I do think in the interest of using our mana most efficiently, we're probably just going to attack and then play another frontline War Rager. It's a little bit clunky, and then next turn we'll go... I guess maybe we could have got an extra point of damage in, but I don't really want to reveal that we have that. Next turn we'll go Weftstalker Ardent into the Melded Moxite, which will be okay. Polar Carver is pretty good at making sure our frontline War Ragers don't get tapped. They also get to play a Codecracker Hound for 1. So Ulthros Psionicist is doing some major work here. They do not want the Pinnacle Kill Ship. I think they might just want lands. They've not played a land for turn yet, so maybe they're just digging for that. Yep, so they draw the island there. And they're going to continue to attack us for 2. They are really thinking through this one. I do think we're just going to block with our frontline War Rager. Okay, they thought about it for a little bit too long. Now I do think we'll probably just go... Well, let's see how we want to do this, just in case we draw something. No, I think we're just going to play our Ardent into our Melded Moxite regardless. So let's go Weftstalker Ardent into a Melded Moxite. And we're going to discard a Mounted. Hopefully draw some more action here. Do some damage to our opponent. Yeah, like Mutinous Massacre is a pretty cool draw in this spot. I don't think we're attacking. And we're going to have to start to think about using the Mutinous Massacre. What's crazy is every creature right now is odd. So if we cast this on 7, yeah, if they play the Perigi Beckoner, that's also an odd. So we can do even and just go nuts here. So I think our goal is for us to just keep everything alive for the time being. And then we're going to just stay alive for another turn. And then we're going to try and, yeah, another odd. Everything is odd. What a sick synergy by our opponent, by the way. That was cool. That was very cool. Very, very cool. Our opponent is having some fun over there. They're not going to see our Mutinous Massacre coming, though. So I'm going to play our Zookeeper Mechan just because I want to put up the facade that we are trying to block and do things. And then I do think we're just going to hold off on attacking. And our goal is keep every single odd creature type alive. As of right now, it would be 18 damage. So we kind of need our opponent to just tap all the way out. Play some more odd creatures. Caesarian Voidborn is interesting to warp that in. So maybe they want to cast something else cheaply with their Ulthros Psionicist. I mean, we're either going to win or lose on our next turn. I can tell you that. We're going to go for it regardless. Codecracker Hound is decent. Our opponent just continuing to dig through their deck. We really want them to tap out. If they tap all the way out, we have a chance to do the incredible here. I don't like that. So let's block here. As it stands, we'll take 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll see what else they have. And we want them to just tap out. Just play cards. Play odd creatures. Umbral Collar Zealot is kind of fine. So here is our issue. We just lost. Because their Umbral Caller Zealot is not fine. They can just sacrifice things, and then we will lose to their Caesarian Voidborn, and we don't get to Mutinous Massacre. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. This was so close to being so epic, and it's not. We'll crack our Melded Moxite. Very cool deck from our opponent. I will say very, very cool curve out across the table from us. Doing really cool things with the Beckoner, the Codecracker Hound, the Voidborn, the Faller's Faithful. A ton of cool stuff. And look, I think if they don't have the Umbral Caller Zealot here, we have a real chance to Mutinous Massacre and win. I think they see it. I assume they see it. Maybe they'll stop sacrificing, but I don't think they're going to. They just win. Yeah, GG's. I mean, really fun. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing that game. That was a cool deck from our opponent. And Mutinous Massacre was just a turn too late. A turn too late. We were close, though. All right, our opponent goes first here. They kept a hand of 7. I mean, I think we keep this. Is it the greatest opening hand of all time? No, but it's totally fine. We have some 2s. We have a 3. They have a Kavaran Harrier, which is pretty strong. We will get some synergy with the Lightless Evangel, the Oreplate Pangolin, and that Lander entering, so that's kind of cool. But we're going to take 4 here, which feels like a lot. Ancient Tomb on 2 is also insane. Oh my gosh, are we about to just get smoked? You know, we might 0-point Ballad. We can 0-point Ballad for 2 next turn. I'm going to end our turn in 0-point Ballad for 2. But they're ramping like a psychopath. They've got a good start. I am officially concerned. Okay, they're not going to pay for it, so they have some sort of creature to cast here. Hopefully it's just a bunch of stuff with 1 or 2 toughness. That would be really cool. Kav Landseeker is not quite good for us. So now we can go land. Do we try and hold off for a second here? So we can play like a frontline War Rager. And then we can 0-point Ballad for X equals 3. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. If they have a removal effect, we're pretty close to actually just being dead here, because then our 0-point Ballad won't work. Maybe I'm playing this a little bit too cheeky, and I should have just played a 2-drop into a 3-drop, and we could have blocked. But I'm doing the weird thing here. Maximum upside. So they are just going to crack a Lander here, which I think bodes decently well for us. Second color is blue. And we'll see what else they do here. Yeah, Plasma Bolt is really solid. So we'll take 7. I mean, we're going to do the 0-point Ballad, because why not? Where X is equal to 3. We're going to try. We'll play 3 life, but we are quickly down to 3, which feels bad. Next turn, I will say we can double spell. We can play an Oreplate Pangolin and a Beamsaw Prospector, which is something. But 3 health is not a lot of health to have. Territorial Bruntar is really strong. So now I think we just have to go Swamp. Lightless Evangel, Beamsaw Prospector. And then we'll have to just chump with our Prospector. Our opponent is working us. Ancient Tomb on the play is pretty cool. It is funny that they are all the way down to 12 here. We are just going to block with our Beamsaw Prospector now. They don't have any lands in hand, which is interesting. So they have action, which is probably bad for us. Kav Landseeker is really good, so they can crack that next turn and can double spell with Bruntar. So we are incredibly close to being dead, but we're not dead yet. We can go Kav Landseeker into Oreplate Pangolin, and we can aspire to chump block here. We are not attacking. I'm intrigued that they wanted to crack the lander there and not when they could potentially cast something with their Territorial Bruntar. Like the Miminon. But we're still in a rough spot here. Oh, they have another Miminon. Okay, fantastic. So we're on a pretty quick clock here. Another Covland Seeker. Okay, I don't think we were beating this. This on the play is going to happen. That's magic for you. Yeah. We can't even keep any of our things alive. Yeah. Sometimes it's like this. It'd be so funny if we drew Mutinous Massacre and we were one land short of playing it. We don't. We weren't going to do that. And we go down! This is how our journey here ends today, unfortunately. Alright, so here is the deck that goes down today. We were 5-3, which was not bad. We ended up having a total of 18 creatures in our final deck. We had some fun games. We got to do the Mutinous Massacre thing in that first game when our opponent messed up. We got to do an Extinguisher Battleship and hit our opponent for 20, so I hope you enjoyed it. Based on my performance, I'm going to be giving away a rare card set to one of you. All I have to do to claim this is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time.